got a W-2 check, bro.
But you know what's crazy? This is how it happens.
Hey,
But there's a lot of financial science behind it. I kind of want to read it, but it's a little long.
hey, go
But
ahead. You got a little
so
time.
basically, what tends to happen is um they they're more so for the exposure. So this is how it works. The NFL signs. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase this. So basically, the NFL signs a $50 million sponsorship deal, and the artist in return gets a $15 million production budget.
Okay.
So the budget is set to cover anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 part-time workers for set design, security, dancers, marketing, whatever. The artists do not get any of the money. So the example they gave was the weekend. He spent $7 million of his own money for Super Bowl 55, and reportedly, Dr. Dre did some of the same. So the question is, then why do they do it? The answer is exposure, obviously.
Okay.
So how they back that up is the Super Bowl is watched by 115 million people, right? So the brands pay $7 million for 30-second ads, whatever. But the performances are roughly 13 minutes of uninterrupted, like there's no commercial in between the performances, nothing. Once it starts, it goes all the way through, right? So then what tends to happen is, for example, they use the example Justin Timberlake. He saw a 534% increase in his music sales after Super Bowl 52. Um, Travis Scott, his fee doubled from a half a million to $1 million after Super Bowl 53. Rihanna, for
Travis
example,
Scott,
yeah, he went from 500,000 to $1 million a show after
he didn't
Super
even
Bowl
have
50.
a he didn't even have a set. I mean, not like a set. He didn't. That wasn't even like, yeah, he didn't have a. That wasn't his own headline.
I don't even remember him being there, but
No, he didn't
apparently,
headline. He just featured.
whatever he did there caused his fee to double. It was enough exposure to make his fee go up.
Wow.
Rihanna, she ended up getting
She
three. She
retired
gained
again
the
after that. That's
she gained the extra 3 million followers, and her Fenty beauty search went up 833%.
and then she retired and
Yeah, I
had two
mean,
more
she should have
kids.
been retired anyway. And another fun fact is her performance had more views than the actual game. Her performance was 118 million views. The game only averaged about 115.
I'm about to see what game that was.
The year before last.
All right, keep going. I got you.
Um, and so yeah, so with Usher, he dropped his new album. I think that Friday, his new album came out before the Super Bowl performance, and so he's looking for increasing sale tickets and increasing sales for the album and just things like that come with the exposure. And so that's why they do it for free. My question is, I
Oh,
know the
the
money
Eagles
comes
and the
eventually.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is, does the I even know the money comes later, should they still get at least a little $1 million check for their performance, or should they be thankful with the exposure? Because what if an artist comes, like, say, a Coldplay or something? It's half of that audience are black folk. I'm never finna go see what Coldplay talking about. I'm just gonna keep it under with you. I'm never finna go check what Blake Lively got outside of what I see on this performance. Like, I'm not doing any further research. So I don't know if these numbers pertain, with the exception of Justin Timberlake. And they also listed Shakira and J Lo. They each gained like few million Instagram followers after their performance too. So, I mean, I guess you had your fan base expanded. I don't know if that always equates to money, because followers don't always equate to hard ticket sales, and hard ticket sales is what gets you paid.
I'll say this. And here's some marketing advice for entrepreneurs and
Yeah, from our marketing
individuals just
expert here at Knowledge Exchange.
yeah, and professionals of the like. Um, lead with love and the money will follow. That don't pertains to everything. That
Mm,
pertains to things that you will see a rate of return on,
yeah.
right? So an example would be if I got a friend with a lot of followers, and I'm talking about semi-famous, probably C-list celebrity or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll design them a shirt for free, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because if they throw on that shirt now, if somebody asks about it, if they go live and somebody asks about it, now the people search coming back and they searching at me or whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now I got my a little followers up. That might lead to another sale. So you gave this
Mm.
item out for free. You sold two shirts for $50. That's $50 for that three shirts, basically. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yep.
I don't know what you're selling your shirts for. You determine that. But you still made a little money. You got two more sales that you didn't have. And it was a rate of return. Now, you will see on Shark Tank, right?
Mhm.
They'll do the evaluation, then they'll ask for a certain percentage of the company or whatever, or
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
certain percentage of the stock, uh,
Yeah.
or partnership sometimes. You know what I mean? They'll
Mm.
partner with the next shark or whatever. So the reason why they doing that, that as an investor, it's about rate of return.
Mm.
Learn this word, rate of return. Return on interest is ROI.
Mm.
Rate of return or return on interest. Now, the reason why you want to invest or return on investment, my bad, return on investment. So the reason why you want to invest early in some of these stocks, because you never know what McDonald's gonna be 25 years down the line or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like people will look back and they'll be like, oh man, you paid this amount of money or you got paid this amount of money. But on the flip side of everything, fam, to go back to the Super Bowl, them people, when they signed up to do the Super Bowl, they knew that it's always like it's been a proven fact that there's a rate of return or return on investment when you do the Super Bowl halftime. No doubt,
Mm.
they
Yeah.
they already did the numbers. So whenever they go look and they go add a performer for that halftime show, they know
Yeah.
what they can bring them. So it's up to that person. And the thing you said $1 million, I was thinking to myself, I said, damn, bro, he didn't even ask for 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he got paid like 871 or 671 or something.
You got like a $600 something check.
Yeah. W2 in Wisconsin, like 672.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. It was some
But
bullshit.
at the end of the day, they said he's gonna get over $100 million on the back end of that. Shit, give me my 700, $671, man. I'll go stand on
Yeah.
Five Black right now with a sign. If
No,
the
I
flip side of
definitely
that
get
don't be, yeah.
I definitely get the money that's coming for it, but you got to think. No, not remember how big it was when Michael Jackson did it, when Prince did it, when
Oh,
none of these people got paid for those performances. I mean, you get the exposure, and that's your
no,
payment, right?
they still like, okay, so this is streaming era. This is
Right
streaming era.
nowadays.
So like you got to think about all the press that they got when they did the
Right,
Super
right,
Bowl. So like
right.
some of them were able to maybe go on like parlay that into a tour. Some of them was
Yeah,
probably able to
exactly.
parlay that into like revamp their careers or whatever, be able to
Yeah,
drop another album. Some of them
yeah.
was probably able to go on a media tour or whatever, where they was
Hmm.
able to get exposure and whatever they had going on was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
or attached to them was able to benefit from that. So that would have been their return of investment back then. And I'm
Right.
pretty sure they probably had a let's see what the numbers are, and then
Hmm.
we'll still give you a check on the back end or whatever. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because they couldn't measure to like without this kind of technology, they probably
Yeah,
couldn't measure the exact amount that they were gonna be able to give them on the back end. But I'll say, as far as what you were saying about the acts that they were bringing to the Super Bowl halftime that
yeah,
people weren't happy with, that's why they went after Jay Z, and that's why they hired Jay Z to be a consultant when it comes
yeah.
to halftime shows because majority of the players are black, which means majority of their family is watching, which means
Yep.
that audience is black for the most part. And if they
Hmm.
got a mixed family or whatever, if it's different cultures or whatever, now you reaching this black audience that loves to spend money and make events about everything. You spending
Yep.
these white you reaching this Caucasian audience that or different ethnicity audience. I'll put them
Yeah,
both
yeah.
in the
Just
same.
in general. Yeah.
Yeah, others or whatever. They're constantly spending money. They're season ticket holders. They like to flaunt and buy press boxes and do all this. They're big money
Yeah.
spenders or whatever. So let's bring in the right acts because once we lose viewership at home, it don't matter how many people bought tickets to this Super Bowl. We ain't
Right.
making that much money. That's why you would have they had I can't I didn't look it up, but it was a Super Bowl that failed or whatever. Like it had
Mm,
probably the worst viewership in Super Bowl history or whatever, and it was recently, and it was right before they made that change.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they want, the black dollar, dog. The black dollar the only thing to spend, bro. Everything else get trapped in this community, bro. And I don't mean to sound like it's research, it's out there, it's studies. You can find it yourself. I'm not making this up. You can look at the community and see when you go into the inner city and you can see the the Middle Eastern man, the African man, the Chinese man, the white man, all got shops set up within this community. But when you go out into their communities, do you see us?
Right.
Really
No.
don't. You don't see no barbecue business out there. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
it's Tony's, it's white Tony. It ain't black Tony. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's just the research. That's the market research, man.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I was just curious because I don't know if a lot of people knew that or not. I feel like it was a good exchange of knowledge to let people know, hey, yo,
I didn't know that. I didn't know
they
that.
don't get paid. They don't get a dollar up front for doing it. Their payment is quote unquote, as listed as stated in the article. Their payment is exposure. Whatever you get from that, whether it's views, whether it's ticket sales, whether it's album sales, whether people go and stream your music, the new generation who maybe weren't familiar with you and they liked a couple songs they heard, that's where you get your money from. And the increase in sales, the increase in streams, the increase in followers or whatever, if you got a popping Instagram page, you get ad revenue and all that. But there's no check given to them like, hey, here's your budget, here's your money for putting a show together and go out there and kill it. It's like
Yeah,
you go out there and even out of the 15 million, whatever you don't spend, you don't get any of the money. No way, no way, no, there's no loophole where you can touch any of that paper and put it in your pocket. Either
but
spend it all on the budget or it's ours.
so the thing is also to add to what you're saying, they be paying like think about all the companies that pay all this money for them commercial slots too,
Yeah, they
right?
said it's $7 million for
It's
30 seconds.
ridiculous amount of cash, but it's not ridiculous.
Yeah,
Kanye made what they said. Kanye made
19 million.
91 million, 19 million,
19 off his
19
segment.
off of 30 seconds,
Yep.
off of 7 million.
Yep.
Right? That's a nice flip, man.
It is.
That's a nice flip. So like at the end of the day, man, it's always about when it comes to business, your profit loss, your bottom line. But if you're gonna put some money into anything before you go out there and just do it, before you be
Yeah.
impulsive, look at the ROI. And how do you determine what your ROI is? Look at the business that you're dealing with.